Today I want to introduce to you a new digital package. It's an app that is available on our PORTACENTER machine and it's called Analyze My PORTACENTER. So this app is needed in order to understand the mechanical machine status determination. So it's a system that can make a picture of your machine and is telling you what is the mechanical status of the machine. This is in order to detect early problems, so it's a monitor condition based. The idea is the predictive maintenance, which is the next step after the preventive maintenance. In preventive maintenance, you stop the machine and you change and you give maintenance in areas where you think that is needed, but is not for sure. Sometimes you're doing a little bit too early. Of course, we know that maintenance needs to be done in a machine. We don't want to wait a machine break down to maintain because that is too late. Predictive maintenance is the correct timing to do maintenance when is needed, so at the correct time. All this, thanks to the digitalization, is a cloud-based, so all this data will stay in the cloud and will build a history of your machine. Let's see a little bit in detail how this app works. So we determined 7 measurements that thanks to these 7 measurements you can understand the mechanical status of your machine. How we do this? We run the machine starts to run these programs which are already in the machine, so it's just making different movements. So we read the data. Then we send into the cloud because we need the power of elaborating this data. Once we have the result comes back and go back to the machine, to the operator. So this is the structure that is needed to do these measurements. So we run the machine, we do the analysis in cloud, and we return the result. So the result is very easy to understand. You don't need any particular skills because it's based on colors. Green is a good condition. Orange is still good, the machine can run, but you start to need some attention to these specific measurements. And red, of course, will be out of tolerance. So these colors will be for each of the 7 measurements. Originally, when the machine is built, this app is run by the builders, so we can read the reference data, which after a certain amount of time, the customer, by just clicking this app, can run the machine and can compare the original characteristic when the machine was new to the actual characteristic after a certain time. So it's a very easy to understand. Like I said, there is no particular skills you need. There is no particular training to do this because it's very graphical. Like I said, simple with colors and very easy to use. These are the first 3 measurements of the 7. I just pick a couple of them. I will not go in detail of each one. For example, the backlash of a ball screw. So every ball screw, when you reverse the ball screw, you have a tolerance of backlash. And of course, if you stay within the tolerance, it's fine. If this tolerance starts to build up, means that you have backlash on your x-axis or y-axis or z-axis, whatever axis we are looking at. So with this app, we are checking all the axes of the machine, and for each one, we are determining if you're going to have a green, an orange, or a red. Another typical one is the quadrant error. So the machine, while moving around to make a circle, will determine if this circle it is a circle or it's more like an egg shape. So this means something needs to be addressed. So these are the 7, and there is other measurements more technical, like I said, which I will not go into much detail. But thanks to these 7 variables, you can understand the status of the machine. So here we see how this works. So the app was installed on our Porta Center. The customer simply go to the main panel and just start the app. Like I said, the program is already in the machine. There is movements of every axis and there is a logical of movements and different speed. So now we are technically collecting the data in order then to send it to the cloud. So here for each spindle we are running this. The complete procedure will take 10 minutes. The equivalent data, if we send a specialized and a skilled maintenance personnel to your company, will take about 5 days to get all this data of your machine. Here in 10 minutes you can have the result of 5 days of a technician at your company. So digitalization helps a lot on the speed. Here you can even think that every month you can invest these 10 minutes and get a report of your machine. If you want to really push it, you can even do it every week. Everything will be on the cloud, so you can go back in time to see the status of the machine, and you can base predictive maintenance with this data. If we go directly towards the end of the video, we'll see these are the results. So the results of, in this case, the frequency, so there is different results, but everything turns out on the green or red or orange system, as you can see it. So all this is needed to base your maintenance in predictive maintenance, which is the best way to maintain your machine. So if you are interested and have more detail, please contact our technical tutor that he can explain more in detail how this works, and you can even visit us and show it in a real machine how simple and easy is this new app. So remember, Analyze My PORTACENTER is a very powerful app for your predictive maintenance.